a 40-pound vest. I can only imagine if it was 100 pounds, but it makes me want to do some movements and training. This is amazing, a 40-pound vest. I can only imagine if it was 100 pounds, but it makes me want to do some movements and training.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder 3. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3 being moved to February of 2021? What? Okay. Bob Arum is talking about wanting to move the trilogy match between the WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder to early February if they're unable to stage the fight in front of fans December 19th, Las Vegas, Nevada of this year. It's not looking good at all about boxing fans being allowed to attend sporting events in huge numbers by December, which means we're likely to see Wilder Fury 3 move to the first week of February. Arum wants Fury versus Wilder 3 to take place in front of fans. Fury and Wilder want to fight in front of a full crowd, but the situation is bleak right now. You can expect it to remain that way. Wow. The reports on a vaccine for the pandemic are quite bad. That's not good for Tyson and former WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder. It appears that even if it does come available to the world population by December, January, many people will refuse to take it out because of safety concerns over the mad rush to produce it. As such, it's unlikely the crowds will be allowed back in by February 2021. Wow. Okay. Well, I did think of this, but I didn't really want to think that far ahead. However, we're almost in September anyway. Okay, we have August, September, October, and then November. Okay, so we are about 3 months away for the supposed fight being in crowds, and everyone is now going on their second wave of this corona shite, right? So, unfortunately, what Bob Arum is saying is going to hurt everybody. But most importantly, Mauricio Sulaiman puts him in a bad spot because at this point, we just learned today that he has made it mandatory, or it has to be a fight between him and Dillian White before February 2021, okay? So if Bob Arum is trying to push this back to February of 2021, that means that Dillian White won't get his shot. That means that Mauricio Sulaiman will be forced to do something. That means that maybe this Deontay Wilder 3 versus Tyson Fury fight may not or should not really happen, okay? I know I hear all these channels, especially Boxing Ego, saying, DAZN curse, it's Matchroom curse, DAZN. Well, this here is ESPN and PBC, and it looks like this place or this fight is looking cursed. Not saying I don't want to watch it, but it's more problems than it's really worth. See, at this point, you have Dillian White, and he's been demanded to be a force to be reckoned with as the next contender. But then you have this contractual agreement between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, which it's a contractual agreement. But that doesn't mean that fight has to necessarily be next, though, right? That fight should be an exception to the rule. They should no longer push Dillian White. Those guys should fight Dillian White, whoever the winner is. That's what they should do. So they should throw Dillian White in there. Dillian White should get his next dib. Fight Tyson Fury, right? Because he has the current belt. If he loses, then Deontay Wilder has the right to fight him. That's only fair. Because at this point, if Bob Arum is, because he is really the main pushing force behind Tyson Fury, okay? Frank Warren's there, but I think he's more of the secondary promoter, and I think Bob Arum is the primary. And if Bob Arum is trying to push this, that means one thing. That means that his ass is greedy and he wants that revenue. So he would rather push that fight back and mess up the possibility of Mauricio, threaten the possibility of Mauricio pulling or snatching that belt from Tyson Fury because no one's fought Dillian White. Okay? But something tells me always follow the money. Okay? So I think that Mauricio, Dillian White, they might get some step aside money or whatever. I'm not sure. But it looks bad because what are you going to get? You're supposed to fight in February, but then he's supposed to have a mandatory in February. And actually, December 19th is cutting it short anyway. So it's lose-lose. And again, it has a lot to do with Bob Arum. He's not trying to put up his own money. He showed that with the Lopez situation, right? He's trying to push it back so when the corona does hopefully slack off, they can have the fight in front of the fans that makes them the right type of revenue. I get it. He's a promoter. He's a businessman. He's a freaking lawyer. But I think at this point, I really think at this point, people should understand and just acclimate and get this through their head. Corona is not going anywhere for the next 6 to 8 months. It's not going to be later in the year because it's already past half of the year. And it's still looking bad. So what does that tell you? In a couple more months, it might be a little better, but if you try to force the hand, it'll get worse again. This shit's like herpes. It flares up. I'm having a flare. Yeah, and that's what happens when the people try to go back to normal. This is what you get. Texas is a prime example. I'm working here in Texas right now. Texas was by far on their junk. They were way ahead of Louisiana. Then Louisiana gets hit hard. And then Texas all of a sudden eases off. And now they get hit hard because they loosened the restriction. Well, you can't do that if you look. And you can't do that because people are getting sick. Okay? You have to continue consistently being safe with this stuff. If you bring a crowd like that to Nevada, a lot of people are going to get sick. And I think what's going to happen that's going to run people away from boxing because let's see a whole gang of people get sick from going to a fight to see these guys battle. They get sick, some of them die, some of them don't, but the people that remember that will remember. Man, last time I went out and that shit's still going around in the air, I got sick, so I'm not going to another match. So really, them trying to push that or to push crowds in there, it's bad because if they're not ready, okay, just postpone the fight, give Dillian White his opportunity, and let that be that. They can do it in front of no crowd, but at least they'll fight. You have to look at an increase of pay-per-view, okay? But it's sad because people are gonna want to watch it fire sticking for free and all that, like they've been doing with pay-per-view. So it will be bad. They won't have that revenue stream. But this is one thing that people don't think about. What makes Bob Arum sure that it's going to be a crowd and people are going to want to buy it if they're already afraid and weary of going out in the huge packs? I mean, think about it. How many times have you heard someone say, hey, I think I'm going to hang out a little bit and not go to this next crowd. I'm not going to be the first to get in a crowd of people because I don't want to know how people will react and what the result will be for everybody hanging out together, because they tried phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and all that shit blew up in the face, okay? They weren't ready for any phase, and that's the truth, but this country is ran by corporations and big companies, and these things have to be pushed because they ain't going to look at it, and they're not going to lose that dollar because in their mind, they're losing millions or whatnot instead of what they've already gained. So I don't think pushing it to that date will help anybody. I think they should get it in their mind that they shouldn't have a crowd. Those guys should fight. They should focus on the revenue streams, okay? How you can put it on, certain devices or whatnot, or a limited amount, because I think Eddie Hearn's doing that. I think for the Chisora Usyk fight, I believe. Or the Joshua Kubrat Pulev fight. They're doing that, and they're supposed to limit it at 2,000 fans, I believe. Okay, so they'll see how that goes. But as far as this, I do feel that these guys, Bob Arum, he's really making a mistake, and he's really putting the pressure on Mauricio and making it difficult for him and Dillian White. And he shouldn't do that. on the desire just to make more money because you're afraid of losing money. Everyone's losing money this year. This year is a big L, people. That's all it is. And Bob Arum should understand it. A lot of other people are either understanding it or they're closing their doors for good. Restaurants, stores, well, you name it. They're closing their doors for good. But they don't try to hang around and salvage a certain revenue that's costing people their lives. It's not going to work that way. So Bob Arum needs to chill. He needs to have it on the 19th. If they can have somebody there, fine. If they can't, do not try to force the hand and get people sick at your damn purse. You know? So anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Bob Arum wanting Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3 to be moved to February. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunching. Peace.